So we're standing in the central hall for the new Ulumbarra Theatre. The entrance is down through one of the original cell blocks, the Morong wing. So it's worth pointing out that originally this was a Pentonville style prison built in the 1860s, and originally the idea was these three archways that you see here, you can see mirror these two archways here. So these two were actually built. These were provisioned to be built at later stages should they be needed. Fortunately they weren't. So we've reopened those. So they were bricked up. We've reopened those as part of this new build to give us the vista out into the new modern build. You can see at the end here where the foyer's completely opened up, so that's full double height foyer down the end here. We wanted to give it a sense of the scale, so you've got this the full height of the foyer displayed here. This is the foyer that we're standing in at the moment, so you can imagine this you've got from the old jail wall, so that's the external wall to the jail, right through to the central courtyard there is all essentially open space, so that allows us not only to service the 1,000-seat auditorium, but also it creates a great function space, a cabaret space. So they're the sort of the other things that can fall out of this. It's not all about the 1,000 seats. We can also have performances in the foyer. You'll see when a little bit later there's a great alfresco performance area that starts to fall out of this as well. There's a great area in between the two cells that would be perfect for doing outdoor performance, and we've got this little performance courtyard here which will be a lovely space to do small functions in as well. So it's not only about the 1,000 seat, we also wanted to create other spaces in this precinct as well. So what you're seeing behind me at the moment, Leigh, is the proscenium arch for the new stage. So 14-metre proscenium arch opening. That's the I guess what you'd call the framework of the stage. That's essentially double the Capitol's proscenium arch opening. It's also got a full 8-metre high proscenium arch in terms of its height as well, and a full 20 metres across from wall to wall on the stage. Again, almost double that of the Capitol. Allows us to do state-of-the-art sort of conferences and gatherings in Bendigo. The acts that can't currently come here because they can't make the dollars work on less than sort of 800 seats. So your major commercial music acts, your stand-up comedians, it goes up a level in terms of our capacity to deliver an audience because they can come for one night and get essentially what they could get for 2 nights at the Capitol. It also has, though, things like an orchestra pit, which, yes, the Capitol has a tiny, very difficult to access orchestra pit, but this is a very fully accessible orchestra pit which allows us to put a full orchestra underneath the stage, which is another great plus. The only reason why we're not on the agenda of a lot of things that might be going, for instance, to Ballarat or to Albury is that we didn't have enough seats. So absolutely we're now an option regionally to tour. In terms of its scale, this theatre is second only to the State Theatre in terms of the size of the stage and the proscenium arch and its pit. So it is, in terms of its capacity, it's best practice in Victoria.